5 things I absolutely hate about dropshipping. We're gonna get into that right now. What is going on, guys? Sebastian Esqueda here with another video. I've not been on YouTube in a while. Last month was one of my biggest months. Did around 100K with one of my stores, which was awesome. We launched that store the month prior, so scaled the store to 6 figures in 2 months. I'll have videos on that, case studies and all that, but that's not what we're talking about in this video. In this one, I want to discuss 5 things I literally hate about dropshipping. It's hard to talk about stuff I hate because I love the business model, but there are some things that I think people need to understand before they get into it. A lot of people think that the grass is always greener on the other side and there are like no issues with certain businesses and some are better than others. And I want to explain why that's kind of false and shed some light on what actually sucks with the business, because there are things I hate about it and there are things that I wish I could solve and stuff that I have solved and reasons I do certain things that I do. So we're going to get into all of that literally right now. Number 1 is going to be payment processors. So you probably can never use PayPal with this business, and here's why. PayPal has a strict terms of service to the point where they literally say if you exceed certain limits within creating a new account, they have the authority to just remove the account and ban you for life on PayPal. It's literally in their terms of service. So imagine you start a store and you start doing $100 a day and then you scale it to $1,000 a day in a week, and 40% of your payments collected are from PayPal. So that's $400 in a day collected from a new PayPal account. That may exceed their limits, and what will happen is they will end up shutting your account down, putting it on a hold for 180 days, all of the funds, and then they will ban you after that. And it sucks because like PayPal is huge. Everyone uses PayPal. Even when I collect payments for other stuff without dropshipping, everyone's like, oh, do you accept PayPal? And it's like, it's tough because I can't, because of what happened with dropshipping. So that is a big downside, the fact that PayPal has some very strict terms of service. So payment processors are tough. On the other side, Stripe is also kind of tough too. Like, one thing that is kind of difficult is a lot of people can do chargebacks. Literally, they order the product and like after a week, if they don't get it, they can do chargebacks. So that's a downside, because then what happens is your Stripe account will get flagged and then you'll have a big hold on your money. And then if you don't, like, if you still have chargebacks and you don't reply to them, you can end up getting banned on Stripe. I have like 20 or 25 grand locked on Stripe right now, which sucks because like I could go put a down payment on a sick car for 25 grand, but I'm not going to because the money's on hold until like August. So that sucks, because that's just money sitting there. It'll be nice when the time comes though and like I can get the money, but until then it's like, it's kind of a big downside. But yeah, that's gonna be number 1. I hate payment processor difficulties. There are tons of them, so be ready for that if you want to get into this business. There are ways you can avoid it. I'll give you ways you can avoid it. Fulfill your orders properly, reply to emails constantly, reply to DMs if you're running an Instagram page with the store, all that stuff. Just be sure you're fulfilling your orders, getting the product to them on time, and just, yeah, have good customer service, and you won't get as many chargebacks as if you just, completely disregard all your emails and completely disregard all your DMs. Like, just be sure you're treating your customers properly because they are trusting you with their money. So make sure they have a good experience, and you shouldn't have too many issues. Just never turn on PayPal though. Always disable it when you're creating a store. So that's number 1. We're gonna get into number 2, the second thing I hate. Long shipping times. This is something everyone knows. When you dropship from AliExpress, you have 12 to 20 day shipping, not including processing times, which is another like 5 days. So you're looking at around a month. We'll just say a month shipping time. That's a long time when we're trying to compete with Amazon, where they're doing same day shipping, next day shipping, all of that stuff. Like, I literally placed an order for a new SD card for my camera and then like a few spare batteries, and I get it tomorrow. I ordered it yesterday, I get it tomorrow. That's amazing. Or I get it today, actually. I said that wrong. So it's hard to compete with that. That's a big issue because, again, that will lead to chargebacks, that will lead to customers getting upset, that will lead to a lack of customers coming back to you and purchasing more because they are used to getting like a few day shipping. Like 3-day shipping is kind of, it's kind of like the norm now, which sucks for us because we're like 10x that, 30-day shipping. So that is a big issue as far as one of the downsides of dropshipping. So how you can avoid this is you can either find US suppliers. What I personally do is I use dropshipping as a means to test products. Once I test the product and I see that it works, then I go ahead and order the product in bulk and fulfill orders with my warehouse. So I have a fulfillment center now where I have people hired to actually process my orders. I'm able to get like, I think 2-day shipping, 3-day shipping, and then I can upsell like same or next day shipping. I can upsell like, I don't know, all that stuff. They're all upsells that I can end up doing to make more money on my end and also to get customers their product quicker. So there's a lot of stuff that is beneficial when you have more capital, like you can order in bulk and you can create a long-term brand and all that stuff. So yeah, shipping times are tough because you have the inability to fulfill orders within like a week unless you have US suppliers, but that is a rarity. There are a few products that are like that, but overall, long shipping times, big thing that I hate with dropshipping. It's just a small thing though. Like once you test the product, order the product in bulk and fulfill on your own. You may not be able to sell as many units, but you can create a long-term brand, which we're gonna get into that later in this video. Number 3 is gonna be customer support. Now, I kind of hate this, but it's kind of fine because I'm to the point where I just outsource it all, but customer support, that is something that is tough because when you're drop shipping, again, I'm gonna mention shipping times, and someone places an order and in 2 days they don't have their tracking, it's tough because processing times on AliExpress are like 5 days and it's rough to have 5-day processing. Like literally, they can't even get their tracking after, until 5 days, when in reality, most businesses have the product to the customer within 5 days. So that's a tough little roadblock right there in itself. There's a few things you can do with this. So customer support, you wanna just make sure you have good email sequences automated. So right when someone buys, send them an email, maybe say something like, oh, we're getting flooded with orders. We will process your order as fast as possible. Estimated time of arrival, this, blah, 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 blah. You can do stuff like that. One thing that I truly suggest is do not use Oberlo not even Oberlo. Do not use the traditional AliExpress fulfilling method. Like don't fulfill one-off. Always contact the supplier, see if you can get better pricing, see if you can fulfill via a CSV file, because then you can just export your orders, email all the order info to them, and then you can ask if you can get 24-hour processing. They most of the time will accept it, so that can cut your shipping time down, like by 4 days. So you'll get your tracking within 24 hours, and then all your orders will be fulfilled. The only downside is you have to manually input your tracking, but you can just to Shopify, but you can just hire a VA and have them do all that stuff. Literally, this business is like very automated if you do it properly. Like it's to the point where you can just run the marketing and that's it. Like for my stores, I have it to where I have the fulfillment center doing everything. I have a VA doing emails and DMs and all that stuff, and then I can actually just focus on marketing, like just running ads, and that's like literally it, if I wanted to, but I do other stuff just because I want the stores to grow and stuff like that. So that's a big issue though. Like I was saying, customer support, how you can fix that, hire a VA, he solves all the problems, you won't have to deal with it. The problem still will be there, but it's just kind of on his plate and he has to work with the customers himself, which is awesome because then you can focus on the stuff that truly matters. Customers do matter, but you want to focus on scaling the brand and getting the fulfillment taken care, even fulfillment, outsource that as well. Customer support though, it is something I hate, or I at least did hate, just because it was so tedious, like it required so much time. So now I've delegated it to someone else, but yeah, that's something I did hate with dropshipping. The fourth thing is the inability to brand. So when you're launching a dropshipping store, you can create a website that looks branded, but when they get the product, it's generic, the packaging's generic, the product is generic, everything is generic, which sucks because it normally does not equate to customer rapport and creating a long-term brand, which is tough because that's what you want, because you can sell a brand. You can also sell a dropshipping store, but for a fraction of what you can sell a brand for. So how can you get around this? A few things you can do. Contact the suppliers. If you're doing, let's just say you're selling 100 units a day, okay? If you contact the supplier and ask them to print your logo on the product and maybe packaging while you're still dropshipping, some suppliers do that. They are completely down for that because you're doing so many orders. So that is something that you can do, number one. Then you'll create a brand, your logo will be on all the products, and you'll be good to go. That is tough though, like some suppliers do not allow that, but some do, so I would just say contact them and see what you can do. So from there, another route you can go is, again, you can order in bulk, get custom packaging, get custom product, logos on everything, and then from there you can have custom content on your Instagram with the logo, printed on the product, and it just will look so much more trustworthy and all that stuff. So that is a route you can go to make sure that your store is branded. Even if you just order the product and show it in your hands and stuff and like show show people reviewing the product and all that stuff. Then it's more branded than if you're just posting generic photos that literally everyone has access to on the internet. That's what I see with dropshipping stores so often. Like, everyone literally posts the same products, the same ads are ran with the same ad copy. Like, all that stuff is so simple, or is so similar within every single store that like it's difficult to create a brand when you're doing it like that. So just make sure you're being kind of unique, and then you'll be solid. Number 5, this is probably the biggest thing I hate about dropshipping, because when I do a store and I do like 6 figures, somehow people find my store and then they copy it because it's a low barrier to entry. So I hate the fact that dropshipping is a low barrier to entry, but I also kind of love it because I can test products like across the board every single day. So I obviously enjoy that, but I do not like that if I sell a product and it's a winning product and then I go out and brand it. Someone in their room with $100 can go launch a store and try to copy me, and like it just sucks because I hate seeing copiers. I've had some of my close friends copy my stores, don't talk to them anymore. I've had people, like, I don't know, it's just tough. That's what's kind of tough about dropshipping, is there's such a low barrier to entry. People can copy you very, very quickly. So that is something you have to learn from and take note of. Literally never tell anyone your store. No matter how new you are or how successful you are, do not ever trust me. Reason being, you can only trust someone to a certain extent. Once they, I don't know, like I've thought I could trust people in crazy amounts, but then I trust them, and then like they rip me off, or they copy my store, or they expose my store, or something along those lines. So be sure you're trusting like no one. It's hard to say that, but like trust should be at a minimal, just because someone, if they see the numbers you do, then they'll copy you. It just happens. Like I did 6 figures last month, and then like now I have my closest friends copying me. Not closest, but like I thought they were my friends, but now they're not, because I don't talk to them anymore because they copied me. So do not tell anyone your store, because there's a low barrier to entry. Anyone can start a dropshipping store like with $100. They can't make a lot of money, but they can start one. So that sucks. One of the things, again, you can do by like a way to avoid that is just order. Again, like everything goes back to ordering inventory, create a long-term brand, get your logo on the product so that you can become kind of like the trailblazer for the product and the actual official brand of this product, rather than being a generic store just like everyone else. So that is gonna wrap it up for 5 things I hate about dropshipping. Hope you guys did enjoy, and let me know if you can relate to any of these things that I listed out that I hate about dropshipping, because I'm sure you guys can. Most of this stuff is the same throughout every dropshipper. Hope you guys again did enjoy this video. If you did make it to the end, be sure to smash that like button and click that beautiful looking subscribe button below. I will be posting a lot more videos this next week and few weeks, because I'm going to Mexico for like 10 days or something, so that's gonna be awesome. I'll be sure to document everything, but other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.